I cannot believe I have to even say this is fake. And she's online saying stuff like this about him. Yo! Yo!
If your boyfriend, Lav, your fiance who you're engaged to, likes minors, you probably shouldn't be with him.
You're only saying this because you've been caught out. She's had to lock her account. She's had to lock her account. Oh no. Skill issue. Skill issue. This is unreal levels of gaslighting we're reaching with this bit. Has this woman ever had a consistent view or principle in her entire life? Now she's doing the complete opposite. Oh, he likes really old actually. Hey, look who's in chat. Phemoid's here. How's it going? I've just been kind of enjoying the show over the past day, and I just thought I'd talk about it on stream because it's funny. So we've got a couple of examples to look at and her response to it, okay? And then we've also got a Twitter space that she did. And then we've got a Twitter space that she did where she tried to defend herself against this flood of old messages and shit that were being sent her way. So we'll get to that as well. Now, First of all, before we go anywhere, this was her initial response to some of the controversy that was coming her way, okay? So, first of all, you can see here, I don't know what the original tweet said. I believe it was probably linked to some of the recent discourse. So this is an account called Right Wing Cope, which, kind of dunks on the chuds and stuff like that. So they quote tweeted her with question marks with the following screenshot. What I just talked about. A wild Phemoid appeared, and this is only from 2022 as well, so it isn't actually that long ago. Can we call each other N-words and F-words here? Is this a safe place? Obviously, I find stuff like this funny. However, from a lefty trans perspective, they're not going to like this stuff, particularly if she's going super hard on the anti-trans rhetoric, right? Now, how did she respond to this? No, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I believe it is from the Bitch Palace Discord. Bitch Palace, okay. Anyway. What was her response to this? Let's have a little look. I cannot believe I have to even say this is fake. So her first response is to say that it's fake. We'll go over, obviously, everything she says. And just to clarify that that's her position. Okay? This person here, Witty Web Handle, replied to presumably her at some point. She already said these ones are real in this thread. She also has a bunch of other ones with R slurs, R and F slurs you're getting played. Says here, this one is not real. I've clarified 1,000,000 times. So she's trying to pull the, it wasn't real, guys. This is a fake message, okay? And even Tafthaj, right? Moronically, for some reason, right? Quote tweeted it and said, oh, Discord messages are easily faked. Now, it's true that Discord messages are easily faked, but rather than say something like that, why not try and clarify and see whether or not it's real, rather than just try and, cast doubt on it for no reason whatsoever? Honestly, so stupid. Anyway, we all know that it's real. We've seen it. There is evidence out there if you want to find it on Twitter. I think Sick tweeted this, twisted the knife after the recent drama with her, of course. But he tweeted out a video which shows live someone going to the Discord and finding the post because it's still in the Discord. It's not been deleted. We'll see what Lav says about this in a sec. We'll get to that, okay? We'll get to that, don't worry. So, let's continue on. You freaks are literally fucking relentless. All based on me wanting sex-based rights, you've created this supervillain. Because you can't fire me from any job, you've created this racist boogeyman. Where I've tweeted slurs in 2015, which is super cringe, and I've talked about at length. This shit is just fake and stupid, and an attempt to try and delegitimize my concerns. So she's fully saying, this is fake, this is made up, it's not true. Obviously, a total 1,000,000% lie. A total lie from Lav there. Again, Lav's classic kind of pattern here. If she's presented with something she's done, right? Often she will try and claim it's fake. That's one of her kind of strategies that she uses, right? Just say it's fake. Just say it's fake. You can change your name to anything on Discord, and it's super easy to fake Discord messages. I didn't make my name Phemoid on anything until this year. So, just to explain that part, she's using the way that Discord works to try and cover up her lies further, okay? If you change your name on Discord, it updates in servers even if you've left. It changes to your new name. Discord tracks that and it updates it. It doesn't actually change it. It doesn't keep it the same if you end up changing your name, even if you've left. So, it could, yeah, all past messages are changed to your new icon and your new name. She's an idiot. She's trying to lie, trying to weasel her way out of it. Let's continue. There's a large group of internet people from a leftist man's community that has been harassing me for over a year due to coming out about his alleged sexual misconduct purposely, and his audience have dedicated their lives to harassing me and my family because of it. So obviously referencing the Destiny stuff there. Yes, I've spoken about my OCD privately with my friends, and it's been used against me to assert I'm a pedophile. I'm not. So what that is in reference to is a series of Discord messages where she talks about how she was at a swimming pool. Do I need to say more? I'm a bit worried about getting this video monetized. Do I need to say more? In fact, what did I call it here? Lav swimming pool adventure. Do I need to say any more about it? I think we all know what's what with it, don't we? Anyway, in this message, she talks about how she's at a swimming pool and she sees an underage girl and she's looking at a certain thing and she, you know, let's leave it at that. And she tries to say that it was due to OCD, right? Okay, let's put it like that. Let's put it like that. Let's put it like that. Anyway. It might pop up on the screen in a sec, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember what exactly screenshots I've got. Let's continue. I'm not. It's a huge fear of mine, hence the OCD. You'd be surprised on how common the OCD is in the general population. I'm not attracted to minors in the slightest. Thank you for the bits. Can't believe I have to say this because an old friend is trying to ruin my life by releasing a private conversation about my mental health. So I believe that OCD, a defense, is the idea that because of her OCD, it caused this kind of compulsion to look at this little girl's private parts. That, I believe, is what is being said. That, I think, is the argument that's made. Okay. I believe the girl was 12 or something like that. Anyway, the screenshot might pop up. We'll see. Now, what's interesting about this, okay, just to bring it back to focus, okay? Bring it back to focus. Thank you for the bits. Fuck, I need to change it to up the bits. Thank you for the bits. So, she's trying to say that it's fake, okay? She's trying to say that it's fake. However, she's got a problem. Because not only do you have critics that are pointing out that it's not fake and it's correct, and you've got people sharing, you know, screen recordings of her saying the messages in the Discord, okay? On top of that as well, her simps were not convinced. So these people here, I mean, this Emery person is like a Mr. Girl mod and is a massive Lav simp. Even he is pointing out in regards to these messages that it's not fake. So I'm not sure what Discord this is from, but this is clearly a place where she's surrounded by her complete simps. This definitely ain't fake, lol. I'm 100% sure it is, and feel like I'm being gaslit for fun, like everyone's lol-cowing me. Def not fake, lol, def not fake. I hate you. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Not good, not good, not good at all. So, further to that, we've got this, which is what I like to call Lav's swimming pool adventure, okay? Which I don't really want to say out loud or go over just for monetization reasons. But I think most of us are going to know what we mean when we say the swimming pool adventure, okay? Let's just... You were saying racist things last year or the year before in Discord. I used to have a screenshot of you dropping the hard R. I can find it if I have to. I know there's cookie emotes are referencing cookie clicker, and we're an essential theme in the Mr. Girl server you're in. I can't tell if this is someone memeing or not. That's OCD. Read about it. I can't tell if that's someone that's trolling or not, honestly, or whether that's an earnest attempt at defending her. Anyway, so the point is, this is one of many, many, many examples of people just basically shitting on Lav for all these screenshots that are coming out. And the funny thing about it is, in a twist of fate, in a sad twist of fate, considering recent drama, I'm told that the source of the people finding out about this stuff is allegedly from Six documentary. In a cruel twist of fate, it is Six documentary that they found that everyone is now, you know, bringing these screenshots to the forefront. Which is quite funny considering the recent drama that happened. So, you know, I think that, again, just backing up that idea that the documentary, you know, you can obviously question Six motives of making it, but at the very least, that documentary is very solid. Especially when people are presenting evidence from it and she's having to say it's fake. She's having to just lie about it and say it's fake. Okay? Right? Anyway, further to that, I don't know anything about this. This is the first time I've looked at it. This is totally fresh to me. Okay? This is totally fresh to me. What is this? Disgusting. Instead of dealing with their close ties to pedophilia, Ridge Wallet, such as CMO Conor McDonald, who faces allegations of what? Thank you. With that word, bought upon his by his girlfriend Phemoid in a since deleted TikTok, they block me. Don't buy a nonce wallet. Who knows about this? I've not don't know anything about this. This is the first time. Obviously, I looked too early to get it, but I didn't know about this. This is new law drop. This is a new law drop. And apparently, Ridge Wallet are blocking people over it as well. So, you know, I've got to be honest with you, right? Yes, I've got some disagreements with some of the extremities of the trans discourse on Twitter. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, okay? But when it comes to digging stuff up or finding it, I don't know who dug this up originally, but Jesus, this is like new law that we're finding out. Did they block me? Well, Ridge Wallet, I don't think will block me, have they? I doubt it. Anyway, the allegation of noncery made by Phemoid against her boyfriend Conor McDonald. What is this?
I told everyone that I wouldn't make another video about lavender. I told y'all that I wouldn't make any more.
Sounds like me.
But this one's a little bit different. This one's a little bit more predatory, in my opinion.
My boyfriend is obviously extremely uncomfortable with the idea that he, what his body wants, as most men are. But, and I think that's good. I think that you should be uncomfortable about being attracted to a 16-year-old.
Has anyone seen that before? This is the first time I'm seeing this. Oh no. Oh my God. That is insane. I can't believe that she said that. No wonder this got deleted. We got some new memes, guys. We got some fresh memes out of this as well. Now, look, I've got to be honest with you, with the Connor guy, I'm not like trying to have a go at him. I don't know anything about the guy, so I'm not like looking to comment on this in terms of from his perspective because I don't know anything about the guy. And I know that Lav is often very dishonest for attention. So, you know, I'm willing to grant some grace there, certainly. Okay? But the fact that Lav is saying this is insane, you know, and she makes such a big deal out of other people that are talking about Connor, you know, CMO of Rich Wallet stuff, and she's online saying stuff like this about him. Are you serious? And you're going to complain about other people just mentioning him when you're on video talking about him allegedly being attracted to 16-year-olds? Are you serious? This is your supposed fiancé. What? And you're going to complain because other people is a meme referencing him. Give me a break, man. That is insane to me. Anyway, let's continue on. One sec.
If your body, your physical body, wants a 16-year-old girl, you deserve some prison time, my guy. If you or any other man are like, ooh, a 16-year-old minor, I hope you go to jail. Prison, actually.
But, and I think that's good. I think that you should be uncomfortable about being attracted to a 16-year-old. But a 16-year-old is a budding woman. A 16-year-old is no longer a child, no matter how much you guys want to infantilize 16-year-olds.
Not only are you wrong,
Yo! What? Oh my God. Thank you for the $10. That's pretty dicey, man. Why did she say this stuff? No wonder that got deleted. Who is this person? God, I tell you what, these TikTokers, man. I am never going to get in a beef with a TikToker. Fuck that. Sounds like more trouble than it's worth.
legally, but you are wrong, in every way, shape, and form. A minor is not a budding woman. That statement says that they're a growing woman. They're 16 minors. People under 17 are not women or men. They're children. They're children. That's what they are.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you've got all these like unemployed women, right, that are creating entire social media empires out of gossiping online. And they have got endless time to dig through everything you've ever said on the internet to find the worst things. The worst things. Nah, no thank you. TikTok, okay, listen. I have no beef with you. All those DID TikTok things, that was just a meme, okay? Listen, honestly, I have no trouble. I lay down my piece.
And you saying they're budding women, it's giving them, these pedophiles, these rapists, the go to be, oh, they're a woman by your standards. Because they're not. We're not emphasizing them as...
Even Gerblin. I think Gerblin's autistic too. It's even worse. They'd have a 2-hour file compiled to send to Twitch of all the racist things I've ever said.
Say we are, what we're doing is using, actual scientific evidence. They're not women. They're still 16-year-old girls are still children. Sorry about that. I don't know why that's a problem. But yeah, if your boyfriend, Lav, your fiance who you're engaged to, likes minors, you probably shouldn't be with him.
Oh, Jesus.
And I truly don't believe all men, as you say, are attracted to 16-year-old girls, to children. You literally said that they're women, but they're not ready for adult conversation. How does that make any sense? This is predatory and ableist behavior. This is what this is. And don't say, but you need more context. I don't need shit. I don't need any more context as there is. I don't. This is predatory
Classic
actions
TikToker.
and, predatory behavior and ableism. So, why y'all give her a platform? I don't fucking know.
Anyway, damn. Like I say, I think obviously there's a bunch of retarded shit that person said there. But for me, I don't really care about whether or not Connor is a nonce. I mean, I doubt that he is. For me, it's just the fact that Lav said this on a public platform, and that looked like a TikTok stream, I believe.
Is a budding.
This is a TikTok stream, right? Am I crazy or not? What is this? But the point is, this is being broadcast to a lot of people. So, she's out here. Yeah, you can stream on TikTok, yeah. She's out here broadcasting this stuff to her however many followers. Yeah, absolutely no ground to stand on to have a go at others for bringing up your partner. As a meme, bear in mind, as a total meme, okay? When you're doing stuff like that. Crazy to me. If someone came to me and was like, right, Chud, okay, either you can have people bring up your job in relation to someone as a meme, or someone can go on and say that you're into 16-year-olds. What would you rather have happen? I'd be like, yeah, I'd have 1 billion people mention the link rather than someone go on and say that. What are you on about? Jesus, man, that is insane. Anyway, so in the face of absolutely insurmountable evidence, okay, in the face of absolutely insurmountable evidence that these logs that we looked at earlier, that she's saying are fake, what did Lav do? She blamed it on men. Check this out. I try to be very clear and transparent with this aspect of my online life because I don't want anybody getting the wrong idea or finding out about my behavior and think I haven't answered to it or I'm hiding it. Is this a serious tweet? She literally just said it was fake. She's trying to act like she's not hiding it. She just said it was fake. What? She just said it was fake. You are trying to hide it. You're only saying this because you've been caught out with absolutely insurmountable evidence. I want to be super clear about my past. I have said slurs. I was and am in male-dominated spaces where I would have done literally anything for validation of those men because I was so insecure. So now it's men's fault. Now it's just men. I was in men's spaces. I've got to be honest with you, right? I know a lot of men's spaces. Where you don't just go in and say, yo, N-words, F-words, what's good? This is like the biggest cope I've ever seen. Exactly. Yes. This is the fake Hassan allegation so I could fit in with Chud's community meme again. So she does exactly what it is. She basically makes this thing up that, oh, no, I did it because I wanted to fit in and I'm insecure, despite the fact that the thing that she's doing is not required to fit in at all. You know? The Hassan false allegation in my community, you don't need to make allegations of sex crimes to fit in. You just need to kind of not be weird and just chill and just talk like a normal person and you'll be fine, right? Also, funnily enough, the same logic with this. If you came into my Discord and were going, yo, can we call each other N-words and F-words? People would think you're cringe and be like, what? Because, that's not the culture. That's not what it's about. It's like she wants to behave badly. And then when she's called out and criticised for that bad behaviour, it's, oh, well, I was just doing it to fit in with the space. And it's making the space look bad. Obviously here, there's another element to it where she's trying to kind of like insult men's spaces on a whole and act like men's spaces, like these male-dominated spaces. You need to act, you need to act like a fucking dickhead to fit in, which, is just complete Bullshit. It's just not true. It's just not true at all. Anyway, continuing on. Probably up until about a year ago, and before I took a big look at my behavior and how it affected people around me, not just me, I was doing that stupid ego edgy shit. Code switching in gaming spaces. What does that mean? She's acting like that, you know, you need to go in and say the N-word to fit in with the gamers. What on earth? This is insanity. How does anyone believe this? She's I think, well, you can see obviously the locked icon there. We'll look at that in a sec. Let's finish reading this. Code switching in gaming spaces is a very strange thing when you enter the real world and start having relationships with women. Apologies are very cringe, and I've given a billion of them at this point, but I just want everyone to know that from recent history, that from recent history and from then on, you will literally never catch me doing that again. This isn't an apology, but it is transparency. Yes, Do you know what, guys? Do you know what transparency is? Transparency is when you're presented with a log and you lie about it and say that didn't happen, okay? And then when you're presented with insurmountable evidence, eventually you admit that it wasn't fake and, you know, you were a different person back then. Well, here's okay. So to respond to that, about she was in a space with transphobes calling a trans woman a man, right? Okay. That kind of edginess doesn't matter because that sort of edginess aligns with the people she's looking to get involved with now, the radfems, okay? Radfems aren't going to care about that sort of thing, but radfems are likely to care about using like racial slurs and stuff like that because, you know, they just are not going to like that sort of thing. As much as they get maligned as being rightoids, there is actually, you know, a kind of like it's radical feminism, right? It's radical feminism. So there's a root there of liking bigotry against like a black person, say, that's kind of linked to it, like a black woman or something, right? So that kind of edginess doesn't matter, but the edginess she's engaged in might upset them, so she's got to kind of account for that. But she can go and be as edgy as she wants about the gender critical stuff because that's where she's trying to get involved with, you know. Anyway, there we go. So that gives you a little background as to the kind of antics that she's been up to over the last couple of days and some of the continuing lies that she's telling about stuff. Now, obviously, yes, she does have me blocked, but you can see there the little icon. You can see she's had to lock her account. She's had to lock her account. Oh, no. Oh, no. She's had to lock her account. Unlucky. 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 Skill issue. Skill issue. Get fucked. Okay. We've got a little bit more meat on the bone because I've also finally got here. Okay. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm seeing you linking tweets. There's a lot of other parts to this. There's endless tweets about this where people are talking about it. Like a lot of my timeline, even though she's got me blocked on it, I only see like 50% of it. There's so many people that are just quote tweeting her and showing the screenshots and just shitting on her left, right, and center. You know, clearly she's bitten off more than she can chew. And I mean, yeah, obviously, if you're going to go, you know, the kind of lefty trans types are some of the biggest like cancelers going. Of course, they're going to go and dig up all your stuff, which I disavow. But it couldn't have happened to a more deserving person. Let's put it that way. It's just Twitter space, so you know you just got to have to deal with it.
First time I spoke today, so I had a little
Here we
sleepy
go.
in my throat. Let me address the allegations. This is so fucking ridiculous. You know, I knew that shit like this happened to like women coming forward about, you know, being uncomfortable with the trans. I dropped my phone. I knew that this was normal for women coming forward about the trans agenda shit.
I love that she like tries to blame this on the trans agenda stuff. Like, I won't deny that there's women that like, you know, speak about stuff and they get dogpiled and shit on and stuff like that with the trans stuff. But like, I don't see, you know, you have to have the logs of you saying the N word. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing. I'm only going to listen to like the first 30 minutes or so, I think. That's all I need to listen to. But yeah, you know, like, you said this stuff, okay? Like, what do you mean? It's always like, oh, it's their fault for bringing it up. No, you said this stuff. What do you mean? You lied about it and said it was fake.
And so I woke up. Yesterday, you know, Jax Jewy, I don't know how you pronounce Jax's name, who is like this black woman, liberal, you know, person on TikTok who's really stupid and doesn't know what happens in the real world, decided to fight with me, and, you know, their following, decided to fight with me, and then it became this whole thing. And then I woke up in the morning after doing a little bit of a logging off, after doing a little mental health moment, and I woke up to a fake tweet, not a fake tweet, to a fake Discord message going completely viral. And at first I was like, there's no.
Okay, so this must be, yeah, this is before she ended up, I got the order a bit wrong. This is before she admitted that it was real. So this is going to be her coping and pushing the narrative that it's a fake message.
Way that anyone's gonna fucking believe this. There's like 3 grains in this screenshot. I just changed my name to Phemoid, like, recently. Like, there's certainly no way that people are going to believe that this is true. Well, boy, was that not the case. Boy, was that not the case. I looked in the well, it's not very funny. I'll be honest, it's not funny. It's actually super heartbreaking, and it makes me extremely uncomfortable. So, one, you know, I've talked about at length, extensively, you know, the racist tweets of my past, being that, you know, I said a slur on Twitter in 2015. Um and super embarrassing. Like, should have never have said that, obviously. I think there's like, Jesus, hold on. Oh my god, I should have done some vocal exercises before I got on here.
That's the truth trying to get out. The truth's trying to get out from behind her lying words, and she's having to suppress it back down so she can just keep lying.
Listen, I've talked about this so many times. I went to high school in Utah. My parents are racist. You know, when I was stupid and
Hey! Right, so, here we go. It's men's fault because they're spaces. I've got to do it to fit in. Now it's my parents who are racist. Absolutely bait. Just blame everyone else. Blame every single other person in the world.
ignorant, and, you know, I mean, there's really no excuse, but as an explanation, that's where it's coming from when I was tweeting slurs in 2014, 2015. And again, it happened once or twice, right? So, not that that makes it any less bad, but it happened. I apologized in 2019 when they resurfaced. I like did a whole, you know, notes app apology, cried on stream. It was embarrassing, whatever. Since then, I've sort of just tried to be like super upfront and being like, yes, this is my past. This is something that I said. I can't really take it back, but I can, you know, dedicate my life to learning and making sure that I don't become that person ever again, and that I can, you know, do the work, right? The work, the proverbial doing the work, you know, joke and spiel. Anyway, so there's that.
Oh my god, what is this? Brianna Woo's going in hard as well. What's this? Sorry, Lav, I've been a gamer since 1986, and there's no part of Edgy Gamer Spaces that talks about intrusive thoughts after being trusted with children and looking at their private areas. There's just not. This is all your psychological horror show. Damn. Brutal. Brutal. Honestly, It's so funny. Everyone is just, I mean, obviously her and Brianna hate each other anyway. But
That new tweet from yesterday, or not from yesterday, or I guess from yesterday, from last year, completely fake. Here's another thing. A lot of the Radfems don't know that I've been in severe drama for the last year almost, because I came forward about alleged sexual misconduct about a very famous streamer.
Ooh.
And his audience has been weaponized against me to harass me and to harass my family because of it. If you want to read more about that, there's this man, Max Carson, that detailed the alleged misconduct.
If you want to find out about that, there's 100,000 word article that you could read. Go and read this 100,000 word article. That's mostly transcripts of streams you're not going to care about. Good luck with that.
It's called The Destiny Report.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, come on, Lav. What about the audiobook? What about the Chud Logic audiobook?
And it's on mrgirl.substack. And you can read more about that. But obviously, you know, his audience of incels have dedicated their lives to trying to ruin mine.
So obviously, you know, again, she's trying to appeal to these radfem types. Just call all the guys an incel. Another good strategy. All of them are incels, apparently.
And here's the thing. Oh yeah, wait. The last thing, the pedophile in the room. Let's talk about the pedophile in the room.
Ooh.
I'm not a pedophile. I can't believe I have to say that. I have dealt with compulsive thoughts and obsessive disorders my whole life. I think that it's pretty comorbid with autism.
She's doing it. She's doing the OCD made me do it, meme. No way. Look, I'm sorry. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm not an expert on OCD, okay? But I don't really buy this.
Or Asperger's. And last year, I was talking to a friend, Brendan, about it in a private Discord. And I was talking about how I was having a panic attack because I convinced myself I was a pedophile, as people with OCD often do. You'd be surprised on how...
OCD is getting thrown under the bus. OCD is getting totally thrown under the bus in this one.
Common that is. I still said in the Discord messages that I did not feel arousal, that there was I wasn't attracted to these kids. It was just I got myself in an obsessive loop about convincing myself that I could be. Because pedophilia is a big fear. I think pedophilia is a big fear of everyone's, right? If you look at the diagnostic criteria for OCD, it's pretty much just like, I mean, that's not the only... I've talked at length about my OCD. I haven't...
No, I don't believe I don't believe so. No, like that thing is like quite rare in terms of the broader population, and I don't think there's like a fear of it. I think what is she on about? This is all just, where's this coming from? She's trying to say that she's got OCD and it wasn't anything to do with non-stuff. She was just looking because it was a compulsive thing, and that then led her to think that she had these proclivities. And she's also trying to say that it's common amongst people with OCD. And I've never heard of that before. I'm not an expert, don't get me wrong, but Jesus, man, that sounds insane. That sounds insane. Like, what? Imagine if you got OCD. You're like, wait, what? No, that's not true.
I didn't talk super publicly about the pedophile stuff because that does not bode well. Or like the pedophilia OCD, it doesn't bode well, even though POCD is super common. Doesn't mean you're a pedophile. It usually actually means the opposite. But I also have OCD where I have obsessive thoughts of like animals dying in front of me. Like I will, like every time I drive, I actually can't drive anymore because every time I drive, I picture like running over a cat and smearing its body, and I can like see everything point by point. And it's super vexing. It's part of why I got put on Klonopin, and it's part of why I, have been on SSRIs. Obviously, I have some mental health issues, as most of us do in the technological age. But those tweets have been used. So
I mean, yeah, is any of this diagnosed? Is any of this like a psychiatrist has looked at her and gone, yep, you got these conditions? Also, has a psychiatrist said, by the way, watch out for the kids because you might think you're a nonce and look at their private parts, but you're probably not, all right? Like, where's that come from? Oh my God, man. We're not going to listen to the whole 8 hours. Some of it is about gender stuff, which I'm not very interested in. But obviously, watching Lav desperately trying to explain a way out of this is hilarious.
those Discord messages were originally brought to the public because Sick Unchained, who is a white supremacist, who has a rape fetish, who this is a YouTuber who lost.
Wait, what? Okay. The second part of that, I mean, I've seen the DMs. I've seen the DMs, all right? But the white supremacist thing, what is that from?
Locks his autistic daughter in a room all day because he doesn't know how to take care of her.
Dude,
made
what?
a hit piece on me after coming out about the alleged sexual misconduct of one of the political streamers I was talking about. And
so, because, okay, this is interesting, right? So I suggested something which I don't think is true, okay, about the timeline of this and her like bringing the sick messages to light. But I think the genuine thing is she just found the messages and shared them, okay? I don't know if there was a planned enough thing where she knew that people were going to see the documentary and stuff. It's part of a broader campaign to like disavow the documentary from her side. But obviously that's what's going on here, right? So she's, again, not engaging with the content necessarily. I mean, she's saying some of the Discord messages are literally fake. But she is trying to throw doubt on the documentary by talking about Sick. It's part of like a broad plan when it comes to this documentary of not actually ever really truly engaging with it, but just besmirching the name. I was thinking of saying good name, but no. The name, besmirching the name of the person that made the documentary, Sick Unchained.
decided to do this whole smear campaign because, and I posted a succession of tweets the other day, now deleted because I didn't want that to be attached to me further. Sick Unchained is a YouTuber who I met through a Discord, and this is so embarrassing. And he's like a sex pest. So he gets on in a Discord voice call with me, and some other guy, Toby, comes in and is like...
So notice, it's the elaboration to the extremity in order to further besmirch Sick to shit on the documentary, right?
Like, I know why you have such a bad attitude. You need to get fucked right. And I'm like, I'm laughing with my other friends in this VC, and we're like, he, this guy's fucking crazy. But Sick takes it seriously. So Sick's like, do you need advice on how to get fucked? And I'm like, and I'm goading him. So I'm like, oh yeah, give me advice, baby. So then he starts to write fan fiction about me and my partner in my fucking DMs. And I'm reading them to my friends while he's messaging me.
So this is interesting because what she's saying now goes against, like, because, if she's goading him to say stuff, like, you're goading him to say stuff, so of course he's gonna, do you know what I mean? Like, again, I'm not saying that all those messages are like, yeah, that should have been said, but the point is like, she welcomed that in her actions. And, this does actually like back up a little bit more Sick story in terms of she's saying here that she did say that she was welcoming of this advice, right? So, I think that although she's trying to like paint the picture to make herself look good, this does back up the idea that she was like more receptive than those messages perhaps give us evidence for, right?
Making fun of him because he's a sex pest white supremacist. I don't give a fuck. People since then have been like, that's so mean to do to a man. I don't care. I'm gonna laugh at a man being a sex pest. One thing about me, I do not give a fuck about that, especially if they're a fucking racist, loser, like rape fetishist. Sorry. So he details how to get my partner to rape me.
Yo!
I wish I was kidding. Maybe I'll release him again. Anyway, He finds out I'm making fun of him. He gets really upset. He decides to devote his life to making a hit piece on me where he alleges that my heart condition is fake. He reaches out to one of my friends from middle school. He basically cyberstalks me for like a very long time. Releases this information saying I'm a pedophile. Whatever. None of it's real. But it sucks that this is like following me.
This timeline from Lav is obviously like hyper shortened, but the events she's describing happen obviously over the course of like how many months? Someone must know, but you know, she's super condensing it down to act like this happened, when obviously, as we know, there's more that happened beyond that. Now, look, I'm not, you know, I understand and I accept that people could well believe the scorned lover narrative, right? I'm cool if people think that, right? But obviously, what Lav is doing here is presenting that narrative in a way to, you know, downplay her actions and to throw doubt on the documentary, when the documentary is totally fine. You know, it could be true that Sick was like this, but it doesn't matter if the evidence that's presented is true and correct, and it just is. Like, you know, obviously some of the conclusions or some of the maybe you might disagree with, but in terms of like what we're talking about here, bear in mind we're talking about screenshots. So we're talking about true screenshots that have been come from the document, which are just correct. These messages happened. They exist, right? And she's shitting on Sick to try and, you know, throw doubt on the idea that these are real. But they're 100% real. There's no denying it. And obviously, as we know, after this Twitter space, she then went on to cop to the Twitter messages and blamed it on men, essentially.
Me now, right? And it sucks that nobody knows where this is coming from. Nobody knows that it's coming from a Sick Unchained, who is a self-described white supremacist rape fetishist, incel fucking freak loser. So that's super.
Is he? Wait, is that a self-described thing? Okay, I don't know about that.
But yeah, I hate that I have to even fucking talk about this. It's like, I think I've gotten pretty cocky. Or not that I've gotten cocky, but you know, I felt sort of untouchable because I don't have a job in which a boss could fire me. So I've been very, very vocal about my views on the whole gender thing. And because they can't get me fired from anywhere or disbanded from anywhere, they've resulted to just completely smearing me. And I've actually seen this before. I've seen, I mean, they're doing this with Posey Parker. They're making Posey Parker a racist. I've seen them make other smaller accounts.
I love that she's like, so this is obviously a strategy where she's trying to compare herself to more beloved figures within the Radfem community, like Posey Parker. Bear in mind, you know, obviously I would have disagreements with Posey Parker, but she's someone who has absolutely gone out there and, you know, in the real world. She's gone out there in the real world and tried to like speak her views on this, and has been, obviously she got assaulted, right? She got like tomato juice poured over or something, or battery. She got batterized. Is battery considered a form of assault? Is that right? Can I call it assault? Or is that, will people be like, oh, it's not actually assault? But it's battery. Okay. So she's been assaulted, right? For speaking her views. So, assault and battery, of course. I'm a fucking idiot. Anyway, the point I'm making is she's trying to compare herself to someone who, you know, has engaged in actual activism in the real world. In my opinion, is an effort to make it seem like she's similar in some way. And it's like, oh, look, guys, I'm just like the other Radfems that are getting attacked. And it's like, but you're not, though. Like, I've got, you know, a grudging respect for someone like Rosie Parker for doing what she thinks is right, even if I disagree, and getting assaulted for it, which I think is obviously insane, versus Lav, who is just having people go, hey, you said some fucked up shit a little while ago. Maybe you should pipe down.
Racist. I don't know. I mean, take what you want. I've been very open about the things that I tweeted in 2014, or the two things that I tweeted in 2014. I don't try to hide it. I think that it's super disingenuous to try to hide that, especially when I'm, you know.
She says this about these old tweets whilst she is lying about the other screenshots and saying they're fake. So she's like given a concession on these old tweets, but still lying about the screenshots of the Discord messages which are true. This is unreal levels of gaslighting we're reaching with this bitch. It's unbelievable.
Trying to organize with black rad femmes, I don't want anyone to think that like I'm, a proverbial one of the good ones. That, I have this past that I have to deal with, that we all have to deal with.
Yeah, also, that's another point as well. The tweet I showed you where she said it was fake, deleted. It's been deleted. It's gone. She deleted it. She's also privated her account. Like, this is not someone who is looking for, like, sunlight to show accountability. She wants to lie and lie and lie and lie. And when she eventually gets caught out on the lies, she does that. She just deletes, further obfuscates. Obviously, we know this now. We are all aware of this now. We know that this is what she's like. But obviously it's just, obviously this is content for me, but also just to kind of document the further lies of Lav is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't got it good. It's just something to do, isn't it? I don't know what to tell you.
Super embarrassing, right? Because I was super stupid back then, super cringe, and super embarrassing because I don't know. I was pretending to be.
Don't call her a bitch. You got to call a spade sometimes, okay? It is what it is.
Be someone that I wasn't, right? I grew up in kind of inner city Los Angeles in, the early 2000s, where I don't want to make lightly the use of like the N-word.
Okay, what's this? I've not seen these. These are new to me. Obviously, I can't see her tweets. She's blocked me and she's privated. I know my most controversial view, being part of the Blue Party primarily, is that I don't care about slurs. If you don't care about slurs, why did you say that the messages were fake? If it doesn't matter, if you genuinely think it doesn't matter, just say, yeah, they're fake. I mean, just say they're real, but slurs don't matter. Why'd you have to lie about it then? Also, this is the same person exactly that freaks out if she gets called any sort of, what she perceives as an anti-woman slur. When Destiny called her a bitch, she freaked out about it and was like, don't call me that word. Are you for real? This is documented. We got fucking evidence of this. She's unbelievable. Has this woman ever had a consistent view or principle in her entire life? Jesus Christ. She literally just says whatever she has to in the moment to get her out of whatever trouble she's in. Maybe I've been on the internet for too long and it's fried my brain. The one girl called me a K-word and it sort of just made me laugh. I've been called a multitude of anti-Jewish racial slurs in my life. People use bad words all the time. Whether I'm talking to my black friends or white friends or gay friends or Jewish friends, nobody really cares in real life. This caring about slurs thing feels very internet, very virtue signal. I truly think in order to not take a deep look at systemic bigotry, we've distracted ourselves collectively with pleasantry politics. Actually, guys, to solve the true racism, you need to not care about me using slurs and me lying about it being fake. What does it take? God, she's so full of it. It's unbelievable. Surface level allyship, so we don't have to enact real change or look at the material. It's very silly. Racists should be blanked. Okay, she's complaining about virtue signaling in the same tweet where she virtue signals about racists should be, executed. Are you serious? Are you serious? The inconsistencies of the tweets. Oh my God. But the N-word, F-word, K-word discourse feels very childlike to me. I love this. Guys, I know you're concerned about the slurs I said and my actions, but actually, have you considered that it doesn't matter? Unbelievable. Any strategy, anything she says, anything she can say to just try and wiggle her way out of whatever controversy she's in, it's endless.
Because now I don't see it that way. But, in that time, I was hanging out with mostly, I mean, it's inner city Los Angeles. Most of my friends were brown and black. And it was sort of just like anyone said that word. Anyone said that word. Obviously, now I know that that was never my word to use, not even an argument. But it was sort of this weird culture shock to grow up in sort of like a poor area where it was very racially diverse.
Okay, here's the other thing as well, right? Obviously, she's probably referring to soft A. We need to bear in mind with this, she's not taken into account that those screenshots are real. She's lying about that. She's being dishonest about that. But obviously, you know, A, yes, that's used amongst those communities. But obviously, hard R, I think, is still something which, if said in a certain way, can, you know, it's taken differently, I believe. It's difficult sometimes because it's similar, isn't it? Like that video of the teacher. I can't say. I can't. Twitch, you're restricting my free speech by not letting me quote someone saying the N-word. Okay, but we're going to continue on.
And nobody cared about the words that you said, to then be thrust into this like world of intellectuals where, you know, we understand where that word's coming from and why we can't say it. And it was obviously a bit of a, not a learning curve, but it was a big wake-up call, right? It was a big wake-up call all of a sudden to be like, oh, this word that we've all used very willy-nilly is actually this deeply powerful, deeply hurtful word used to systemically oppress Black people. But whatever. I won't do the whole like sob story thing. And then also,
I mean, this just seems like everything she says is just total cope. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain if you grew up even amongst like a Black community, yes, it's true that you would say the N-word soft A to talk to each other in, you know, in that kind of community, but there would still be an understanding that the hard R is used in like a negative, detrimental way towards Black people. I mean, you know, obviously, I think that the issue is certainly overstated by people online, but certainly in the real world, if you use like the N-word hard R against a Black person, they're going to think, damn, that's a racist. That's racist. Like, Jesus, you know, it's going to be taken in like quite a, you know, severe way. It's not just, it's like one, you know, it is culturally known to be the word you can't say, as much as I think that's stupid. But even amongst communities like that, I don't think you're going to grow up and just not realize at all that the hard R is like, oh, well, we say NA soft A all the time, so hard R must be fine. Like, do you know what I mean? There's a noted difference between those two words. That's the whole reason the soft A exists in the first place.
There's this video going around of people alleging that I'm calling my partner a pedophile. This is just inaccurate. It's been clip-chimped the fuck out of orbit. What I was talking about in that video is, and I have a bit of foot and mouth disease where I don't always word things the best, but what I was talking about in that video was that, you know, you look at Pornhub statistics, you look at most of the world, you look at how many sex offenders there are, and you can, I think, safely assume, even from history books, biological evolution, you can safely assume that most men are attracted to women around barely legal age. Right? That's a perversion. This is male perversion. This is male sexual aggression.
Note that again, the Radfem virtue signal. Oh yeah, guys, this is a male sexual aggression thing. Again, the virtue signal for the Radfems. It's endless.
It just exists. Men want to fuck women who are barely of age. It's disgusting, right? And so someone asked me if my partner was like that.
The thing is, I don't know what the truth of this is. I thought it was, you know, I look, I don't want to listen. Like I said before, I don't want to get into the age discourse, okay? This isn't what this stream is about, okay? But what I will say is this, regardless of whatever your opinion on it is, it's insane knowing the temperature that exists around this type of discourse. It's insane to say the things about like your fiance, your partner, that Lav was saying. That is totally crazy to me. And I cannot believe that she said that on a public setting in a public forum, you know, and now it's being brought up again. Like, why would you even say that in the first place? You're literally like throwing this guy under the bus to the walls of public discourse around age of consent conversations.
And I was like, and this is where I was coming from. We all want to think that our male partners, especially as radfems, are one of the good ones. We all want to think that they're different, that they're above it, but they could not be. And I think it's important for everyone to stay vigilant about it, right? In my family, I think that women often get into, oh, it couldn't be my husband. It couldn't be my partner. It couldn't be my father. It couldn't be my bishop. And then later it comes out that it is, in fact, all of those, that men do abuse the children around you. My grandma tells a story about how her mom left her stepdad with her alone, and he would look at her through a hole in the shower and then would deny that it was ever her.
More
I
Radfem
keep the
virtue
door open
signaling.
to the fact that my male
That thank you for the 420. So I'm gonna hold my hands up. This may surprise you. This may shock you. Okay. But I don't know that much about radical feminist stuff. Okay. I know from what I've picked up in online discourse and stuff like that. And funnily enough, I mean, that's basically what Lav's done. But nonetheless, she's doing this kind of virtue signaling, but it's very hollow, right? This kind of like men bad, all men are rapists, etc., etc. This is all very like hollow virtue signaling radfem stuff to try and appeal to that group. And I think that if you watch the debate between, like, say, Boots and Lav, it's quite clear that and even, Boots, Lav and President Sunday, I haven't watched it, but I've heard good things about it. It's quite clear that Lav doesn't really grasp and understand these concepts at a more core, deeper level. All she's got is just men bad, basically. It could be your father, all this stuff. That's all she's got. That's all she's got to grasp onto because, she hasn't really done the work and looked into this in a meaningful way. She's got the online men bad memes and has made that her entire understanding of radfem discourse. And now it's like this kind of grotesque caricature of radical feminists that she does, where she does the men bad shit. And obviously that's what she's reaching to now as this controversy, is she's trying to say all this shit in order to further appeal to that group. But, I would guess, my guess would be that, if you do have more knowledgeable radfem types out there who have done the research and do know, I would presume that they are probably going to see through this act. She's going to be appealing to other kind of terminally online radfem types who have just done the memes of men bad, but the ones that have got a deeper understanding and a deeper knowledge are likely to not be interested and see through that act and be dismissive of it. And I'm fairly certain, not 100%, I've not seen it, I'm fairly certain that this has played out somewhat already. And I think that she has received criticism from other like radfem types because of how like shallow and whatnot her whole shtick is. But I'm not 100% on that. I haven't seen it. I've just heard things. Anyway, let's continue.
partner could not that he's never shown or exhibited anything in the 4 years that we've been together, anything weird, and it's why I'm still with him. But you have to keep the door open as a straight woman. You have to be vigilant with males because a lot of them are dangerous, and it could be any of them. So no, my partner is not, attracted to 16-year-olds or 18-year-olds in any big way. He's not actively going out. In fact, he's into the whole MILF thing. TMI. 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 I think that he's gonna like me the most when I'm about 40.
Oh my god! Wait, so now she's doing the complete opposite. Oh, he likes them really old. Actually, he likes them really old. We watched the clip earlier. That's not. She's so full of it. Actually, loves old women, not 16-year-olds now. Like, what the fuck?
Found one of the good ones. But of course, what I was trying to relay in that video was, it could be him. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, because I get so mad at radfems that are like, my boyfriend's different. He's never been misogynistic. He's never done a microaggression. He's never done any of these things. It bothers the fuck out of me, especially as a queer woman. I identified as a lesbian for a
What? Yo, what? New law drop. New law drop. Wait, what? Hang on a minute. That's new, isn't it? What the fuck? The progressive armor. Oh, I'm a queer woman now as well. Give me a fucking break, man. Give me a fucking break with this shit. Seriously.
Very long time. I was pretty much a lesbian separatist for a couple years. And so now that I'm in this relationship very seriously.
Wait, how old is Lav? How old is Lav? What? Do you know what this is like, right? Who's had it where you speak to someone, okay, and they tell all these tall tales and you work it out and you're like, hang on a minute, in order for everything you've said to be true, you would have need to have lived for like 100 years and you're 24. So what is it? Yeah, I was in the army and then I was a painter and decorator and then I got into like close protection work and then I got into like, build. Do you know what I mean? Thank you very much for the bits. Like, bro, you've just listed off about fucking 20 different things that you say you've done, but you've only been on the planet for a quarter of a century. What do you mean? Like, this is what this reminds me of when she says stuff like that.
Serious relationship with my partner, I am very, very, very vigilant. Just because, it's always there. It's always there in the back of your mind. And to keep my children safe and to keep myself safe, you have to be vigilant, which sucks, but it's just true. And so people using this.
This is insane. You've got to be vigilant. Of what? Your partner being a nonce? I've got to be honest with you. If you're having to be vigilant of your partner being a nonce, probably time to end the relationship because that seems a bit odd to me.
To smear me and my partner, calling him a pedophile, tagging his job. This is also another thing. Because I don't have a job they can get me fired from, they've been trying to fire him.
Okay. Obviously, yes. My standard for that is I disavow. I genuinely... My issue with this, though, is that you're part of the problem. You are the root of this. Okay? You've brought him into the situation so much. You were on a live stream talking about the 16-year-old thing to who knows how many people. And I've got to be honest with you too. Okay? I do genuinely feel bad if like Connor's having to deal with the blowback of some of this stuff with his work. That fucking sucks for him, okay? But like in terms of for Lav, like this person has said they want to take down my channel and stuff. Like, yeah, fuck you. Good. I'm glad this is happening and you're getting some consequences from it, okay? Good. It's funny to me. I'm enjoying watching it happen. Good.
From his, which good luck. He owns the fucking company. You're not gonna do shit. But yeah, he's not a pedophile. He's a normal guy. And we all hope that our partners are not going to be the bad ones, right? The bad guy. But yeah, I hate having to answer to all this shit, especially because most of the screenshots are fucking fake. Also, wait, let's talk about my race. Because everyone wants to talk about my race. My race has been this big thing that everyone wants to talk about always.
Okay, again, you are the person that has created this wacky 23andMe mosaic of what your race is and talked about how you're all these different races. So yeah, if I came out tomorrow and I said, guys, by the way, I'm part black, so I can say the N-word, okay? There'd probably be some measure of discourse about that, okay? There'd probably be, amongst my community at least, there'd probably be at least a little bit of attention on that, okay? If I was clipped and put on the internet and shit, like, yeah. Like, if you talk about, like, some crazy analysis and view of your race, people are going to talk about it. It's not obsession. She's doing the obsessed meme again.
So in 2015, I had not met my biological father, but... my family had told me things about him, that he was brown, that he was North African, that he was whatever. And before I'd ever met him, and at this point, I'd never seen a picture of him even. So I'm just sort of like, okay, I'm half black. They're telling me that my dad's black, that my dad's brown, Mexican, so I'm half Afro-Latino. So that's sort of like what the consensus is. Obviously, I know that I'm white also. I look white. I don't I'm not extremely ethnically ambiguous. Most people think that I might be like a little Middle Eastern or something. Anyway, fast forward, I meet my dad for the first time when I'm 18. And my dad is severely bipolar, unmedicated bipolar. So he's telling me that we descend from, Jesus and all of these things. It was it was mostly super sad, but really irreliable story when it comes to like our ethnic race backup.
What?
But obviously I
Thanks for the sub.
So I'm like, okay, You know, I'm at least I have some, you know, my ancestry is a little mixed, right? So then I do my 23andMe. And it says that I'm 25 or yeah,
Thanks for the raid, real bad
27%.
home.
I forget the exact whatever. 25
Appreciate
to
you. Hope you're doing
27%
well.
Native American. You know, then it's Portugal and Morocco. Then it's Ashkenazi Jewish. Then it's Irish. Yeah, so the Native American and Mexican sort of
Thanks for
show
the bit
up
of
on the
spec,
same
Brendan.
thing for 23andMe. So all of a sudden I know why, you know, my dad is brownish black. He's Afro-Latino, you know, North Africa, Morocco, Mexican. His family was sold in the slave trade.
Okay. Moroccans I wouldn't consider to be black. Like, Moroccans are very pale of skin. Do Moroccans even consider themselves black? Like, you know, I'm not trying to do the colorism thing. I think genuinely, obviously, I don't know, man. That just seems like a wild take. Is this all just an elaborate description to say that she can actually say the N-word because she's part black? Is that what it's going to be?
To indentured servitude to work on the dole plantations. Then they moved over to Mexico. So then I don't have to rely on my dad anymore. But there are tweets of me saying that I'm half black in 2015 because that's what I thought that I
Real
was.
bad
That's
home.
what I've been told that I was. I had no.
How are the goblins treating you, mate? Hope you're doing well.
I had not met my father at this point. I had only gone off of what people told me. So my dad is Afro-Latino, but obviously that has no bearing on the way that I look. And a lot of people get really upset that I say that my dad is Afro-Latino because I'm white. I don't know what else to fucking say. He is Afro-Latino. I'm also white, and it's because my mom cloned herself when she had me. She's Irish and Jewish, and I'm literally the spitting image of her.
No, it's because Moroccan people. You know, is this a picture of Moroccan people? I mean, that mixed with a white person, you're just going to look white. You know, I don't know. Like, again, there can be some people who genuinely have got very pale complexion and they are still black because they've got like a, you know, black ancestry or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is a bit of a stretch for me. We're getting close to the I can identify as black meme. Do you know what I mean? I can just identify as, guys, I'm black, so I'm going to say the N-word. Yeah, it's like Mediterranean kind of complexion, right? Yeah. Yeah, race is certainly you know, a bit of a complex one sometimes, but this just seems like giga cope.
I think I might have my dad's eye color. He's very interesting looking. He sort of looks like a lizard, and I think that this is why. Well, my dad also has a cult. There's a lot of background here. My dad has a cult. It's like a wellness cult where he like picks up widows in Malibu, California, and like takes all their money. It's very cool, very awesome. Wishing the best for him. But I think that it works so well because he has lime green eyes and very dark tan skin. I guess green eyes are a recessive trait in my family, so even the people with the darkest skin have very light eyes, which is really interesting. But yeah, that's my ethnic background. I've obviously, you know, I used to believe in reverse racism when I was in high school because I was stupid, and you know, I grew up being treated I grew up with teasing a lot because I was the only white person in my friend group.
Thank
So
you
I
for
was
the
like,
bits.
yes, this is racism. Cringe. I was a teenager. I was stupid. Obviously, reverse racism doesn't exist. People can be mean to you because you're white, and
Oh my god, now she's going full in on the guys, I believe all the right things about racism that you think as well. Okay, reverse racism is stupid, guys.
I don't think it's deserved always. I don't think it's that big of a deal. So there's that. But there's been this obsession anytime I go viral for people to talk about my race. Because I don't.
Oh, I wonder why people want to talk about your race when you're sat here talking about your Moroccan father and how you're part black and there's the Jewish thing as well. Damn, I wonder why people are obsessed with talking about your race. Come on. Yes, people are going to talk about it because you say crazy shit about it all the time.
I don't know, because I look white and then they don't want me to talk about how my dad's Afro-Latino. I don't know. It's this whole thing. It's weird. And I'm not super here nor there. I'm not super...
Peach, thanks for the
whatever.
subs.
Call me white. I'm obviously white. Do whatever. I don't care that if you acknowledge my ethnic background or not. Because
Okay.
obviously, as it stands, if you...
I thought she was going to go down the I can say the N-word route, but fair enough. Okay, I stand corrected on that one. It's more of a, guys, I know I'm white, but let me just tell you about the race because everyone goes on about it.
Look at me. I look white, except for, when my hair is curly, and then you're like, maybe this girl is slightly Middle Eastern. That's usually what I get.
Okay, who's got the Blav image? Someone link the Blav image right now, and we'll throw it up.
People usually just think I'm Middle Eastern, or Israeli. I've gotten Israeli a couple times. I've gotten Portuguese. Well, I am Portuguese, but I guess I do look like a sort of like white Portuguese person, which is fine. Or a Jewish person. I get Jewish a lot also. So who's to say? Who cares? I'm white. End of story. Nobody cares. I'm not. There are no oppression points. I don't.
There it is. There it is, guys. The classic. This stone cold classic. Oh man, some of these memes are so classic. Absolutely classic.
I don't care whether or not I'm white or not. But that's that. So I don't know if there's anything else to cover. But I did just want to say that, like, this sucks so bad. Like, the fact that the communities that have
Wait, what's this?
But you didn't think a white person could be microaggressed. You're wrong. If I had a quarter for every single time someone went up to me and said how exotic I looked or asked me what I was, this might be weird to hear, but you know that racism runs pretty deep in America and white communities, right? Any proximity to something other than whiteness is going to give you perspective. Just perspective. Just perspective.
Her father isn't Mexican. A lot of childhood friends and people that know her in real life have said their parents are white as fuck. She only found out through 23andMe. Bet you didn't think white people could be microaggressed. Once again, Lav showing that she's perpetually trying to be the victim endlessly.
banded together for me coming out about sexual misconduct against a man. A bunch of incels have banded together with now people who are very upset that I am a TERF. Have banded together.
Yes! My incel warriors! Let's go! Another woman stands on the horizon to attack. Go, 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 go!
To make rumors about me, to try to ruin my reputation. Super sad. And it's really sad that, my mental illness and my mental health has been used against me to call me a pedophile, which I'm not. I'm just not. And it's super embarrassing that a conversation that I had in confidence with a friend who also admitted to having OCD thoughts about this kind of stuff is now for the public, to everyone to see. You don't really prepare for things like that when you're talking about your mental health issues. Like, I would hate for my mental health issues, my suicidal ideation, or pictures of me from when I was very underweight, dealing with anorexia, to surface and try to say that I'm like crazy or something. I don't know. Super sucks. But I guess we just have to deal with it. I think that, the normal people the normal people who don't want me dead. I mean, I don't even think that these people sharing this actually think I'm a pedophile, right? They'd be calling the police. There'd be police at my home right now if they actually thought that I was a pedophile. I think that they're just trying to.
Wait, hang on a sec. Okay, damn, this is... What was the FBI thing? What was that FBI call that she got? Okay, that's deep lore. That's deep lore. I don't want to misstep and say the wrong thing. There was basically, in a Discord community, the FBI was called because there was some weird thing that happened and someone called the FBI. Was it Mr. Girl's Discord?
To ruin my reputation in any way they can because they can't fire me from a job. So that sucks. But anyway, moving on to things that are not as sad and frustrating and annoying.
Is that it? Do I need to listen to more? Is there more to listen to?
I have decided to I wrote a tweet, obviously, to that Sophia person a couple of days ago now, asserting that, you'd never be a woman. And where I was right, I sort of don't know if I want to make people feel bad like that anymore. I just don't. It doesn't make me feel good to do, even if it's true. I don't know. I have a couple of trans
That's
women
nice.
friends.
Oh,
Most of them agree with all the things that I'm saying because they're normal.
God, could you imagine if you're friends with Lav as a trans person, right? And then she's just there saying the things she says about trans people. What was it she said the other day? Oh, she said that trans people want to get raped, right? That is I'm probably paraphrasing a bit, but that is what she said. I'm not very sure if I said it now, right?
They're not crazy Twitter trans rights activists. They're just like normal people who just want to live their lives because they have dysphoria, call themselves men, try to emulate femaleness.
Yeah, I'm sure that if someone's got dysphoria, the best thing to do is to call themselves a man. I'm sure that's going to help them out a lot. Right, what's this? I can't play the clip. It's too much. I think it's too much. Look, I really want to get this video monetized on YouTube, okay? The clip's there if you want to listen to it, okay? The clip's probably too much. It's pretty egregious in terms of like TOS perspective.
Through aesthetics because they like it more. Who's to say why? Maybe it's AGP, maybe it's HSTS. Who cares? They're minding their own business and they at least know what reality is, so I don't really care. But, one of them messaged me and was like, God, I hope that, I don't know, it was sort of just along the lines of like, seeing that made me think that you hated me, which made me super sad. Because I don't hate my trans friends. I wish the best for them, even though they agreed with the thing I was saying. They were just like, I hope that these crazy people on Twitter, basically, is what she was saying. I hope these crazy people on Twitter don't make you think of me differently, and it doesn't ultimately. Sometimes I'll have a little inkling of God. Do you also feel this way? Are you?
I mean, this this just comes across like, well, I've got black friends and they agree with me. They agree with my unhinged racist rants that I've been saying. They think it's based. Like, it just sounds like that to me. My trans enemies, though, it's transvestigation time.
You also calling me a turf behind my back, like these sort of things. But it just people don't think it'd be like that, but it do. But yeah, so I don't want to hurt anyone's like feelings. This is the thing, though. If Sophia's going to talk about my infertility due to my endometriosis, and is going to talk about me being ugly, calling me a creature, why the fuck would calling you a man be off the fucking table?
Okay, I will agree with that, right? That's one of the look, this is the one thing I will agree with. Is that I honestly there is this thing where trans people will just go after you for any angle, and if you say anything about them, you're being transphobic. What? So the thing is, I mean, yeah, that's fair. Obviously, you need to look and see, well, who fired the first shot, right? Because I'm fairly certain that there's going to be situations where Lav is going on the attack and is like, going hard first when the person is like not said anything that bad.
Like, your identity means fucking nothing to me. The only reason why a trans identity would mean anything to me is if you were my
Hey,
friend.
look who's in chat. Phemoid's here. How's it going? How's it going? I'm sorry to see that your desperate play for attention from the Radfem community is going so badly.
And if I was being if I was being courteous to you.
She
So I would
cannot
call you a she
resist.
if, we had good rapport, in the same way that I would lie to my friend about them being a good singer when they're not a good singer, right? This human identity politics thing, like, I'm going to be courteous to you if you're courteous to me. But all bets are off when you are not courteous to me, right? You better mess with the bull, get the horns. I don't give a fuck. But I don't know. I also, I'd like to be taken more seriously in this realm as sort of
Oh,
I don't know. I'm writing a book. I'm doing video essays. I don't want to just be
oh,
like an
she's writing a book now as well. Not only the video essay, we're going to get a book too. Damn, I can't wait to see that.
angry radfem. There is room for angry radfems. In fact, I would implore any of you who don't want to be in the public sphere to be angry. Be angry. You deserve it. You deserve anger. You deserve to feel your feelings. But I think optically it looks a little better for me who is
Guys, the video essay's coming, okay? I promise you, the video essay's coming. The video essay's coming. Just like those Patreon videos that never came. No, wait, forget that. Don't worry about that, okay? Forget that. The video essay, I promise you, is going to be here. And then there's a book. The book's coming too.
was trying to get the message across to not do that. So I won't. Oh God, Sophia, Sophia, whatever it is. I see that you want to
Hey,
talk,
make sure to give
and
this
I am very apprehensive.
Phemoid.
I'll be honest, I am very apprehensive. But I guess I'll open the room if anyone would like to speak. I'm gonna add a couple people now.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look. First person brought in is this. Who's this person? Sharika. First person brought in is a black person. Get her in. Get her in there.
Hello, Sophie.
So I just want to know. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to apologize for okay, look, now we're adding like 80 other speakers and I just want this to be like between us. Because having all these other speakers is what happened yesterday when you were all able to dogpile me and call me a man and all this other shit. So
I do want to speak, but and it has to do with you and the host because and it bounces off what she was saying earlier.
No, I don't
Voldemort.
think that's fair. I don't think that's fair for you guys to add 5.
No, but it's not.
Okay, hold on. I think we will if everyone can just mute themselves until Sophie is done. I would like to get to a space with Sophie that is, healthy. So until Sophie's done, please just mute and then we can open it up so that Sophie at least feels safe to talk.
Okay, first of all, let's be honest, Leah, you were picking on me. And the message that I sent you originally, I was not making fun of your endometriosis. I had no idea you had endometriosis. I said, I hope you can't have kids.
Oh, wait a second. What's this? This must be fairly new. I think this is UK time. I went private, so I'd stop tweeting and checking my phone, and I'm incapable. Be back on Monday. Love you all. That's the excuse. That's the excuse. Guys, it's just to stop me tweeting. It's not because I'm getting absolutely destroyed from every angle. It's just so I can stop tweeting, guys.
Kids. And then you use that
And
as
now
like,
where is she? In my Twitch chat of the abusive, misogynistic incel space that Chud Logic has created.
so you're able to call me a man and disrespect me and call me infertile and tell me to try to have a baby. But when I say you can't have a kid, which is a fact, it's crossing the line.
Oh, wait. So she's claiming that Lav struck the first blow and she was just responding. Interesting.
I'm not saying that calling me a man is crossing the line or that you can't do that. You can say whatever you want. You have your free speech, Leah. Like, when you make tweets like, oh, I can't say this, I can't call her a man, I can't call her a he, him, nobody, like, said that. Like, you can do whatever you want. This is Twitter. Like, obviously, we both stepped over the line. And, like, I wouldn't want to, like, do that.
So the problem is that when you talk about how you didn't know, when you had messaged me on Instagram, I had literally just talked about my fertility battles on TikTok. You have mostly used things that you learned about me on TikTok to talk about me. So I had no idea that you didn't know, and frankly, I don't believe that you didn't know, because why else would you just randomly say that, especially when I had just posted the video about my fertility issues, about my endometriosis? Doesn't make a ton of sense to me. And also, I did not pick on you immediately. You had posted your tweet, and then I had said, "What a nice girl," and then I had posted you, chewing me out in DMs or whatever, and then under that.
Girl,
And then under
sorry, let
that,
me let you
you had
talk.
said, and then under that, you doubled down and said something about my infertility issues. You were like, well, now that I know that, yeah, fuck, like, I hope you don't have kids. Like, sorry, I did not start this like pissing contest. And then you called me a creature. You made fun of the way that I looked. You were liking things that said that you were prettier than me. Sorry, this like doesn't hold up.
I understand that. I will assure you, I literally, when I messaged you that, I did not know. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I wouldn't have gone for that. Just like you went, because I did end up going for. Girl, be quiet.
Oh, that explains why she was having a go at the kid or talking about the kids the other time. She's obviously very bitter because she can't have kids herself. That explains it. That explains it. Damn. That explains it.
Did end up going for that later.
Listen, I may not live with my kids, but at least I fucking got some. At least I fucking got some. At least I fucking got some kids, you stupid bitch.
So obviously, I would have gone for that because you're the one
Baron,
calling me a man
Baron.
and all this shit when we've been mutuals on TikTok for years, and you used to be such a nice girl. And your beginning of gender critical, in the gender critical sphere, I never even stitched you or said anything because I agreed with a lot of what you were saying about centering women and all of those things. I agree with your feminism. And then you'd have just this last week gone on the fucking edge. I don't know if it's because you want attention or your like mental illnesses are peaking or whatever. And I understand,
Jesus.
girl, I have OCD too. Like, I get it. So
Oh,
I'm not even gonna retweet that shit about you saying that you're like thinking about whatever intrusive thoughts, because like that shit is real. But I don't know. I just don't understand like why
okay.
you
She's
like
backing up
are
the
so
OCD
like
narrative.
aggressive
Okay.
towards me. And then you guys were
I was
totally
only aggressive towards you after reading that you had called me a creature. I'd only called you a man after you had called me a creature, like things about being prettier than me, and doubled down on talking about my
you
infertility.
called me a man in the DM, Leah. Also, what is
But
okay, you're
I
allowed
did
your
not call
opinion.
you. You literally kept saying that you were a woman, and what am I supposed to say? I literally was like, you know what? I
That's
see
your
you.
opinion. You're entitled to call me a man. That's not a
Okay,
fucking
so
hate.
Who is this alien angel? I'm going off. I can't be able to bring up a whole account, right? I'm looking at a very, very small picture here. Okay. Is she? I'm guessing she's trans, right?
Crime. But listen, Leah, what's really dingy and what shows who you really
She
are as a
looks.
person is when you get a bunch of fucking grown women in here to pick on me and yell at me. And
I mean, to me, to be really honest with you, this is one of those situations where it's like, obviously, you got to bear in mind the profile picture. But if I was to look at this person in the street, I'd think, yeah, they're a woman. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's that, like I say, it's the intuitive aspect. Like, sure, like technically speaking, biologically is one thing, but you'd look at them and you'd be like, oh yeah, you'd refer to them by she, her, right?
scream over me and fluster me and make me sound stupid, so I couldn't even get
okay, I
across
could
my
say the
point.
same thing about you. You retweeting all of my things to have all of the crazy trans rights activists tell me to fucking kill myself, Sophie.
Okay, some of the things that I saw, that one message that I saw Jaw retweet, you responded that these people are fucking crazy when you know damn well I would never well, hopefully you know damn well I would never fucking make some kind of rape
You know
threat against you.
the state of the internet right now. You know that when you
That is
retweet a
exactly
turd,
how you guys are too. This is what I'm saying. We're both being evil to each other. You guys are
great,
being just as evil
great.
to
And
us.
I just talked about how I don't want to engage in that anymore. But you acting like you're a victim in
Yeah.
any way, and you're like, I had no idea so many people were gonna tell you to kill yourself and that you're ugly and that like you
Oh
knew,
no, I
babe.
had very much the idea, but I had very
Right,
much the
Lav's
idea.
messaging me to try and call in. You are never coming on my stream again in a million fucking years. You're a disgusting, disgraceful, lying bitch and a whore. I'm never having you on my stream, okay? I don't need to. I don't need to have you on my stream, okay? I can listen to you make a fucking complete pig's ear of your whole career, sat perfectly fine without ever having to speak to you again. You're a pathetic, desperate wretch. Fuck you and fuck off.
Yeah, and I'm at peace with that. But But what I'm not at peace with is the fact that you're trying to act like a victim now. Like, girl, you are a grown woman. How old are you? Like, you are.
What do you mean? Where am I acting like a victim?
You're sitting on.
Imagine spending all of that time. Imagine spending all of that time talking about how toxic and despicable and disgusting the debate bro space is. Imagine trying to get my channel taken down. Imagine trying to file privacy complaints about videos, right? Imagine doing all of that. And then when I'm covering you being fucking retarded, you're desperately trying to get on my stream. Thank you for the bits. Honestly, the most pathetic behavior I've ever seen. You're so desperate for any scrap of clout or attention that you can get that you're currently in my DMs trying to get on my stream. It is pathetic, okay? It is pathetic, right? If I was in your position, okay, barren as you are, right? Barren as you are, I would take the one option, okay? I would take the one sole option left. Let's put it like that.
You called me a creature, so I called you a man. Like, you're acting like I started this when I most certainly did not. You piped up on Twitter to get, because you saw
Thank
me
you for the
blowing up on
bits.
Twitter and you wanted
Me
a piece.
acting like a victim and talking about the things that happened yesterday? Grow up. Grow up.
Let's not mention anything that you said.
I literally just talked. I literally.
I take
Sorry.
on makeup
Am
like
I
a
going
pig.
crazy? Am I going
I
crazy?
take
Because
on
we
makeup like
just
a
talked
pig.
about it.
You said you were laughing at trans women being raped yesterday in the space.
Yo!
First of all,
Yo, I disavow.
oh, dude.
What the fuck?
There was no laughing at trans women being raped is not what fucking happened. One woman talked about the fact that, you know, men should fill brothels instead of females because they want to aggress upon each other so bad, and I said they want it. Like, that's what they want. If you look at
Thank you for the sub.
keep
Appreciate
laughing.
it.
So you describe trans women being raped as male on male violence, basically.
That is male on male violence.
So you don't acknowledge any other.
The thing with that is, like, this is the thing that I find so ridiculous about it all, is like, from like a scientific perspective, from a biological perspective, obviously, you know what I'm trying to say, right? But like from a you know, if there's someone who has transitioned to the point where they look like a woman, you know, if you were to see them in the street, you would go by she, her pronouns. You know, if she was assaulted by a man, like, you might describe that as, like, from a scientific perspective, but it seems kind of retarded to do so, because it's like the man that's committing the assault is doing so because he believes that is a woman. Like, he is experiencing, you know, something which is leading him to do this assault because he's attracted to the femininity that he sees. Do you see what I mean? And I think, like, you know, like, as if a rapist is going to be like, hang on a minute, what's your chromosomes before we get into this? But my point is, it just seems like a really stupid way of framing it to just focus purely on the kind of the scientific biology aspect, because in the real world, that's not really how we engage with one another, you know? So I just think it's like a really reductive way of looking at it, to reduce it purely down. And I think that it's reasonable in certain circumstances to look at that sort of thing. And I think there's a genuine question when it comes to prisons and stuff like that, you know, whatever. We can talk about the sex, but the dynamic there, it just seems like a really reductive, weird way to refer to it as male on male violence. Because if I said some male on male violence has occurred, right? Okay. And then I showed you, okay, here's picture number one of the person that did it. And it's, you know, just a man, you know, well, I'm not going to say that, but, you know, a guy with a beard, a guy with a full beard looks looks like a man. You'd be like, oh, that's a man, right? And then if I said, here's the victim, and I showed you a picture of someone that looked exceptionally feminine, you'd be like, hang on a minute, you said male on male violence, that's a woman. Well, no, you don't understand. It's a trans woman. X, Y chromosomes. like you still would kind of be a bit perplexed by it, right? I don't know. I just think like it's a really silly, reductive way to look at these kind of dynamics.
Experience that could go in, like, what I don't understand is that you are saying that a trans woman's experience and even a trans woman like me, who's been socialized as a woman in society, you're saying that I have the same experience as a cis man.
No, I don't think that you have the experience of a cis.
Wait, no, I don't. Wait, hang on a sec. When did I say that? I don't think male and female are bad categories. In fact, I think when I said what I said that it's okay to talk about sex and talk about male, female, right? But I'm saying in certain contexts, it can just cause more confusion if you're giving like hardcore reductive takes about purely sex when our assessment of someone's, gender in like a social sense is going to be what we look at when we're coming to conclusions or thinking about stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like that meme that people do where it's like, they show like the trans woman porn star and the trans man porn star, and the idea is that you look at the trans woman and you think it's genuinely a woman, but they're acting like it's not or something. Do you know what I mean? That's the point I'm trying to make. Like saying like, Buck Angel, let's call men men, and it's a picture of Buck Angel.
Man, but you don't have
So
the
why are you
experience as a
classifying me
female.
as a cis man?
You don't
I
have
didn't
the
say I have
experience
experience
of
as a biological
female.
female. I never said I did, but I also have a lot of alignments.
I'm sure that is true. I don't think that I've said otherwise. I'm just saying that you are.
I've got to be honest with you. Is it just gender stuff? I'm already getting tempted to talk about gender stuff, and yeah, exactly. That's a great example. Like when Ben Shapiro is trying to talk about a trans woman. I can't remember the context of this. I'm not going to list it. It's a fucking 8-hour thing. Ben Shapiro is talking about a trans woman, but refers to them as she, right? Because of his intuition. His intuition is to refer to them with female pronouns, because to him it looks like a woman. But then he has to stop himself. He does like the opposite of what a progressive person does. Do you see what I mean? He does like the opposite of what a progressive person does. Thank you for keeping me relevant. I love this cope. Where she's locked down her account because of all the shit that she's getting. And she's like, thanks for talking about me looking really bad. It's keeping me relevant. Yes, it is keeping you relevant. As a lolcow, right? That's like fucking Chris Chan going to Kiwi Farms and going, thanks for the thread on me. Thanks for keeping me relevant. Desperation. The desperation is palpable. I love it. I fucking love it. Anyway, is there anything else?
You're experiencing the world through being a transsexual male. Not as a, like,
when
that
I
is
go
different.
outside and walk around, people are not treating me like a transsexual male. People are treating me like a woman.
Okay, but you also have... Treating you like a woman is meaningless to me. Treating someone like a woman just means that you're treating someone like shit, like dirt.
Yeah,
So,
like being followed on the street. There's also privileges that come with being an attractive white woman. You cannot deny that. You know exactly what that's like. You know exactly how white women receive so many privileges for their femininity, and you cannot act like that is not true. Like,
you're pulling this out of like your ass. I don't know when I've mentioned that isn't true.
Honestly, okay, that is true. I do wonder. I do wonder if Lav got the wrong end of the stick and thought that there was... I mean, obviously, Sick did get a lot of criticism, including from me, about some of the shit. But I think she thought that everyone had like turned on Sick, and somehow it meant that she was going to be able to come in and pick up a couple of dubs. But obviously, it didn't pan out that way. Sadly, tragically, didn't pan out that way. There we go. Anyway, I think that's it. Ooh, what a great segment that was.